What's going on, guys? I'm Mighty back again with a weekly Rust skins videos, and today we have some pretty interesting skins. So this is what the top sellers is looking like. We've got Neon Vibes Double Door at number 1, Volcano Rock at number 2, and the Blinds Rug at number 3 for the top sellers. So just keep that in mind while I talk about the skins for this week. So let's get started with the Blackguard face mask and the Blackguard chestplate, both Metal Gear. And this is the first of this set, going for $3.05 each, so already above center store price for clothing and armor. So I don't really know what this is supposed to be referencing. It might just be going straight over my head, but I have already looked at this morning and I still just don't know what this is supposed to be referencing. Honestly, not super keen on this skin. And I don't think it is going to really look that good with anything, to be honest. I just don't really understand what the skin's supposed to represent, but for $3.05 each, I do think that these are pretty plain skins, and they are already starting at quite a high price point. I don't think they're going to have any demand. Even if they were the standard store price, I still wouldn't recommend investing in them. That was my Discord, not yours, because I don't think that they're really going to have any demand once they leave the Rust Item store and go to the community market. Also, we've got a fugly green-like material around the metallic plates of the Metal Gear, and I think it looks ugly, to be honest. So, yeah, not super keen on this Blackguard chest plate and face mask. Don't know what it's supposed to represent. Someone let me know in the comments, but I don't think it's going to make you money, and if it does continue, I still don't think it's going to have enough demand for the prices to go above the $3.05 mark that they're going for. So not going to recommend investing in them. Moving over to the Overheat hoodie and pants. Now these are some interesting little hoodie and pants skins. I personally think they look kind of cool, and they're $2.30. So why aren't these like the $3.05 instead of the Blackguard? I don't really understand the pricing of this stuff. I think Hulk or whoever is in charge of the skins these days just likes to add on a random number for whatever reason. But look, is what it is. $2.30 is what these are going for. I thought that these would sell better than the Metal Gear personally. I actually think this is pretty cool hoodie and pants. However, with the yellow flames on the arms, I do think that that is going to make it a little bit harder for them to be paired with other skins. So once this skin continues, which I do think that it's likely if the skin creator actually does continue the skin set, I wouldn't be surprised if this skin did have a follow-up accepted into the Rust Item store. So if the skin does continue, and the Metal Gear looks good for it, I do think that the Overheat pants and hoodie will perform well. However, they are going for $2.30, so you could try and get them off of the community market with a buy order, especially if you don't want to risk in case they don't continue. We do have screenshots on the workshop of the Overheat hoodie and pants just by themselves. I haven't gone onto the skin creator's account and checked to see their workshop to see if there is a continuation of the skins. You can do that yourselves if you're curious, but I do think that this skin set does have potential. I don't think it's going to have a crazy high amount of demand, but I do think if the skin set does continue, it will have some demand. So overall, I'd recommend trying to get these off of the community market with a buy order, but if you don't think they're going to continue, then I wouldn't recommend investing in them. Alright, moving over to the weapons. So we'll start off with the let's start off with the rock. So we'll start off with the Volcanic Rock. So this is going for $3.05. It is a glowing rock skin. In my opinion, these are pay to lose. And honestly, I think this rock skin probably would have been pretty easy to make. But in saying that, I'm not a skin creator, so I don't know. Sorry to the skin creator if this was really hard. But look, overall, I think the skin is cool. But I don't think it's going to make you any money just because, in my opinion, look, glowing rock skins are pay to lose. You want to have an advantage when you're freshborn naked, especially at night. You don't want to get domed by a bow or an AK on the beach when you're trying to hide or whatever. I don't know. $3.05 is what this Volcanic Rock is going for. Pretty standard for a glowing rock skin, in my opinion. But overall, I'm not going to recommend investing in it. I do actually think it's a pretty cool rock skin, but I just personally wouldn't really use glowing rock skin, so I'm not going to recommend investing in it. If you pick it up as a play skin, however, I don't really think you're going to lose money, so do what you will with that information. Moving over to the Junen Bar. So this is a continuation of the Junen set. The bolty is called a bar in this bolt action rifle, of course, which I don't actually see that often in the names of bolty skins these days, but bit of a throwback, that one. It looks like we have a yellow ADS, and the skin creator has actually provided the screenshot. So I actually really like the ADS. This is a continuation, by the way, of the Junen set. If I didn't already say that, we've had an AK and we've had another gun. I don't remember what it was. Let me quickly check. It was the MP5, and they're both down bad. So I wouldn't recommend investing in this. Just to cut that short. But look, overall, I actually think this is probably the skin creator's strongest weapon skin of this set so far, because I actually do really like the ADS. I think it looks nice and clean. The iron sights, they have a decent color. I mean, little bit of a bad example because the skin creator is showing it off in the desert, but I mean, look, they're bright yellow, so they are still clashing against the more less saturated yellow of the sand. So overall, I actually think this is a kind of a cool looking bolty skin. It is $3.05, so pretty standard store price these days of weapon skins. But I don't really think that the bolty skin is going to have any demand once it leaves Rusted and Straw and goes to the community market, especially when the OMIGHTY the King bolty skin gets accepted next week. So overall, I'm not going to recommend investing in the Junen Bar, but I actually do think it is a cool skin and the strongest one of the Junen set so far. So good work, skin creator. Alright, moving over to the Snakebite SAR, going for $3.05. We've had a Snakebite sleeping bag, and we've had a Snakebite bow skin. Both of those skins are performing not very well. So our Snakebite SAR is obviously a snake, and also a really well camouflaged SAR skin. However, I guess it also means, like, if you want to run back and try and find your SAR skin, it's going to be harder to find. On the flip side of that, it's going to be harder for the enemies to find as well. But yeah, I don't really think it's going to be advantageous to use the camoed SAR skin, and also I do think that the ADS is kind of weak, where I think the front iron sight might be like a dark red or something like that, but the back irons are just default, I'm pretty sure, they're just silver, and the rest of the skin is just green, so it blends in quite well with the background. But I just think it actually makes the SAR skin a little bit harder to use and harder to see with. So overall, I'm not going to recommend investing in the Snakebite SAR. I think it's going to perform pretty similar to the other two weapons that were accepted in the game for this so far, and I do think that they're going to go below the $3.05 mark. In saying that, I actually think it is a cool looking SAR skin. I just personally wouldn't use it because I do think there's better SAR skins. Good skin though. Moving over to the final weapon skin of the week, we have the Tiger Stripes MP5 going for $3.05. This is a very COD-like skin. However, I do feel like this is the worst Tiger Stripes they could have accepted in the game. So I have seen a lot of Tiger Stripes back in the day on skins in the workshops, and they just never got accepted. But apparently today they decided to accept one. I think they accepted a pretty weak version, but that's personal preference, just because I actually like the stripes being a little bit thinner and a little bit more frequent, rather than having these thicker stripes and them being less frequent. So overall, not super keen on this MP5 skin. That is just a personal preference, although I do think it will translate over to demand for the Rust community as well. I don't think the Tiger Stripes MP5 is really going to have demand once it leaves the Rusted Store and goes to the community market, and I also do think its front iron sight ADS is kind of weak. It is full yellow iron sight and then has like a slight red front iron sight, but I don't think it's, I don't know, I just don't think it's strong enough. I don't think I don't like it. Alright, $3.05, not going to recommend investing in it. It's just not bright enough or something. Alright, moving over to the deployables, we'll start off with the Blinds Rug, going for $2.30. Now, I suppose you could use this as like some sort of kind of pay-to-win skin, but it's more roleplay than anything, really. So it is, of course, meant to be blinds of a window, and the skin creator, I guess, intends for you to put the blinds over a window skin, which you can definitely do, and it does seem that it has some little peek holes. So I guess you could have a window and then you could peek through it. and have these very slight peek holes where on the other side enemies might not even be able to see you, and if they can see you, they're not going to be able to see you that much. Of course, you're not going to be able to see them that much either, but you're going to be a lot closer to the blinds than what they are likely to be. So I do think the blinds rug does have a slight little bit of pay to win, but I'm still not going to really recommend investing in it. I'm actually pretty sure you can shoot through rug skins with 5.56. I don't think you can with pistol bullets. So I was actually thinking of a strat the other day. It'd be interesting to have a have a rug skin that you can see through, and then have a window and then like a table like this, for example, which you can't see, but then sit behind the rug skin and shoot through the invisible part that you can see through with your AK or something, and then the enemy can't shoot back because they have a Tommy or whatever. I don't know. Just brainstorming some random idea. But $2.30 is what this blinds rug is going for. Overall, I'm not going to recommend investing in it, but I don't think you're going to lose money if you pick it up as a play skin. I don't really think it's going to have demand, but I also do think this is one of those skins that isn't actually going to have that much quantity. Once it leaves the Rust store and goes to the community market, so that does open up opportunities for market manipulation, or if there is ever a YouTube video where it's in there and someone makes it look sick or something, or makes a relevant video for it, then of course that can increase the price of it. So not going to recommend it in the blinds rug off the Rust store for this week, but I do actually think it's a cool skin, which seems to be a recurring theme in this video. Moving over to the final skin of the week, we have the Neon Vibes Double Metal Door. Now that is a mouthful and a half, and I've never heard that before. So $4.60 is what this Double Metal Door skin is going for, and it is a continuation of the Neon Vibes set. So we have had a decent amount of Neon Vibes stuff accepted in the game now. We've had the Furnace skin, which is up quite a bit. We've had the sheet metal door, which is down, the armored door, which is also down, and the garage door, which is slightly up, but I don't think you'd be making profits off of it. So I do think the Neon Vibes metal door is going to perform similar to the garage door. I do think it'll perform slightly better than the garage door, but I still don't think it's really going to be worth investing in, and that's simply because the Neon Vibes double door, just like the other Neon Vibes stuff, is starting at $4.60. I just got another message from Discord, so don't bother checking yours. So look, overall, I don't think it's really going to have enough demand to be worth investing in, especially at $4.60. So for that reason, I'm not going to recommend investing in it. And that is going to do it for this week. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and remember, have a skits one.